What is going on? Happy freaking Monday. It's the first Monday of December. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all starting your week off strong, starting your week off doing, super well. My Mondays, I like to kind of kick it off rapid fire, and it's kind of like just the beginning of my week when I like to start the momentum. But truly, the momentum starts on Sunday for me. That's when I take care of, my meal prep, my laundry, my washing the dishes, getting the house all prepped up, because Monday morning when I get up for work, I like to have my workout first and just kind of kick it off and get into this work week. But like I said, happy Monday. It's the first Monday of December. It's the last first Monday of the month for this year, which is cool. If you're weird like me and you think weird things like that are cool. So let's kick it off. It's the last month of 2022. We're going to fucking kill it this month. We're going to finish this year off strong. And like I said, like how Sundays start my momentum off for my week, for my Mondays, let's use December this year to start momentum up for 2023. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that kind of stuff during this month, because I think that it's a good month to talk about that kind of stuff. But I also wanted to, kind of talk about something else today. And this is something that I might have talked about before. I can't 100% remember if I have, but I got a quick little 15, 20 minutes here to record. So I thought I'd come on here, jump on, and give you guys a little bit of, something that I've been thinking about recently. And so basically, obviously, you guys have heard, if you've listened to this podcast before, I guess I skipped the intro. Welcome to the Risen Fallen Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Hendrickson. You can hear open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and getting your life back on track, getting yourself into a good, positive mindset, and feeling like you're moving in the right direction in life. That's what this podcast is about. If you haven't listened before, sometimes I got interviews with cool people that have done cool shit that they're relatable, and I find it motivating and interesting to talk to people with different perspectives about these types of topics. But sometimes I just come on here for 15, 20 minutes and just kind of talk shit and talk about some of the thoughts that I have going on inside my head, some of the lessons I've learned recently in life, some of the perspectives that I have. And sometimes it's just kind of a brain dump. It's kind of like me journaling, but verbally. Because that's the best way I know how to express myself. And then I sit back, relax, record, and then I listen back to it, drinking a little cup of tea in my fucking little office. And I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't actually know I thought of things that way. And that's basically what this podcast is. We also run a mental health group here in Vancouver where we meet up and we go for hikes, we go for coffees, we build a little bit more connection, a little bit more community, and we're there for each other. There's no real mentors or mentees. We all act both of those positions for each other all the time. So it's kind of cool that way. You get to be in a community where people are just trying to lift themselves up. And then, once you empower and strengthen yourself, you can lift up other people as well. And that's basically what the community is all about. So if you're in Vancouver, you want to join in on that, reach out to me on Instagram. We do have merch as well, the Risen Fallen merch, which obviously funds, the coffee meetups, the lunches, the stuff that we do with that. So if you want to grab a free coffee and you want to meet some new people, fucking shoot me a DM and I'll throw you in the group chat. We also have the group chat on Telegram where we talk daily. And the days, I guess the weeks that we don't meet up in person to have the mental health group hikes or walks or I still think it'd be cool when the weather gets bad if we do something cool like rock climbing or some shit like that. On the weeks that we don't meet up in person, we have Zoom calls. So no matter what, we like to connect every single Sunday and get it in that way as well. That's a way you can participate if you don't live in the Vancouver area. You're like, hey, I just want to jump in on the group calls. I want to fucking hear what you guys are all about. Feel free to shoot me a message and I'll throw you in the group. And then you'll be notified when we're having these calls. So now that housekeeping is out of the way, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind recently. And so if you guys listen to this podcast, you watch my Instagram stories, you kind of stay up to date with what I'm doing in my life. I just moved. So that was something that can cause, a lot of stress. It can cause a lot of excitement. If you guys listen to my episode about having a fresh start, some new beginnings, then it's a way for, like, I always like fresh starts. I like things when things feel novel or new, or it excites me for life. It makes me feel excited when I wake up in the morning and I'm just in a new environment or I'm working towards something new. But I've already talked about that on the podcast. So moving can be a fucking stressful time, especially if you got to do a bunch of work before or after the move. Like, for example, with this place, the last tenants kind of beat the hell out of this place, so I had to do, a lot of like little, I don't know what you'd call it, but give it a little bit of TLC. I had to fill some holes in the walls, had to fix some caulking, fix a little bit of the tiling, do pretty much paint every single fucking room in this place, and I'm doing all that, as well as tidying up and cleaning out my last apartment. So I had to paint a couple of the walls there, clean the fuck out of that place, like pull the fridge out and clean God knows what was fucking stuck to the floor. Same thing with the stove, tons of different things. And I basically had a shit ton of this stuff on my plate while working, obviously, in construction, and then also having to do, my workouts with 75 Hard while I'm trying to manage the day-to-day fucking responsibilities that we have. Like, if you're somebody that meal preps, keeping on top of your meal prep, 2 workouts a day because of 75 Hard, reading every single day, spending time with my family, my loved ones. And I pretty much just had a shit ton of stuff on my plate all at once. And when you live life like that, when you have that going on in your life, you can feel like you have an endless fucking to-do list of things that you have to take care of. And when you're faced with that, you basically have 2 options. You can buckle completely and feel like it's completely hopeless and cower away from the challenge, just kind of crumble and feel like, fuck this, it's not attainable, it's not achievable, I can't do this. And that's what you can do. And as I was expressing all of this, how I felt, like this overwhelming feeling of things that I had to do, I was talking to my father about this, and he basically looked at me and said, and again, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but he basically looks at me and says, well, look, how would you eat an elephant if you had to? And I fucking knew exactly what he was thinking. I knew exactly what he was saying. And I looked back at him kind of laughing. And I was like, one fucking bite at a time, I guess. And that's exactly how it works with when you're overwhelmed in life. It's the same concept as like, how would you climb a mountain? It's like, obviously, one step at a time. That's all you can manage. And sometimes all of these things, when you look at your massive to-do list, like I write myself to-do lists all the time. That's how I stay on top of my shit. And you look at your long ass list and you're like, there's no fucking possible way I can get all of this shit done. The best way to fucking do it is to look at your list, prioritize the most important things, or the most, I guess, realistic, or the most, important things, the most, I guess, achievable things first. The things that have to be done in a certain chronological order, even sometimes, and you basically just start knocking it out one by one by one by one, as much as you possibly can every single day. And that's the best thing you can do, because are you going to achieve every single thing all the fucking time? Like, I ended up kind of lucking out, and things ended up working out perfectly for me. It's not like it came easy. I was working my ass off. I was barely sleeping, like 4 or 5 hours a night, maybe, if that. But it all worked out. It was hard work, and I got a little stressed out multiple times, but it all got done. And it got done because it was, one step at a time, one fucking bite at a time of just eating away at this massive list of shit to do. And I think that kind of coincides with a lot of the things that we deal with in our day-to-day lives, Whether you're doing 75 Hard, whether you're dealing with a fucking move, whether you're dealing with, maybe you have a new change in your life, like an adjustment period that you have to get through, it's going to feel like you got a long laundry list of shit that you have to take care of. And essentially that's what life is, because it doesn't end. It's not like you're going to just stop having challenges in life. In fact, if that happens, challenges are going to arise, and you're going to create your own stress. Because if we don't have stress in our lives, if we don't have, jobs to go to, problems to solve, and stresses in our lives, we create our own stress. That's just how humans are. We have problem-solving brains, whether we like it or not. And so if we don't have problems to solve, we're going to create our own problems. We're going to create our own stress. And every little challenge is going to seem like it's the biggest challenge we have to deal with because it is the biggest challenge we have to deal with at that time. And so if you want your challenges to seem smaller, you have to challenge yourself. And sometimes the only way to challenge yourself is just to make sure that you're taking care of a list of shit to do. So whether you feel like you're not doing anything at all and every little thing seems to stress you out or challenge you, try challenging yourself, whether that's physically or mentally. Maybe putting yourself through a new workout program, putting yourself through a challenge, like to stress yourself out. Give yourself something to work against. Maybe that's getting a new job. Maybe that's, like I said, starting a new workout program, starting a new sport, starting a new martial art, having tough conversations with yourself, or dealing with actual shit that's been in the background of your life. Or you could be on the side of things where you felt like I did, where you're fucking being attacked on all angles. You got a job that you have to take care of. You got workouts you got to take care of. You got a nutrition plan you have to follow. You got fucking books to read. You've got apartments to clean. You've got suites to prepare that you're going to move in. And you know, alongside that, you have to maintain all of your healthy, happy relationships. It could seem like you're getting fucked from all angles. That's how life feels sometimes. But no matter what it is that you're dealing with, when you have a long list of things to take care of, the best way to do it is one bite at a time, one fucking small step at a time, and manage the most you can do at that period of time. When you accomplish that, it's on to the next one. Don't fucking just like finish one or two things and then think, oh, I can kick my feet back and then rest and relax. And then the next day you're like, oh, now I have all the shit to do today that I was supposed to do, as well as two other things I was supposed to do yesterday, but I felt like I had to relax and recover. You're just going to keep compounding and building these things up because at the end of the day, these things aren't going to end. So knock off these things off your list one step at a time. And eventually you're going to get to a point where that list seems somewhat manageable so that you can have like 1 or 2 days to rest and recover if you don't feel like getting ahead of the next day. Because realistically, what's going to happen is you're going to create so much momentum in your life. You're going to feel like, hey, I'm just knocking shit out of the park right now. Like every single day, I just bang out my list, bang out my list, bang out my list. You're going to get into a point where your life is in such strong momentum where you're going to just want to keep moving forward. When you have 1 or 2 hours or you have like a moment where you want to rest and relax, you're going to think to yourself, what can I do to get ahead of tomorrow? And then you're going to want to start doing those things as well. And the more you can kind of compound this stuff and get the momentum working in your favor, the less stress you're going to have. You're going to be doing and achieving so many more things, and it's going to feel way less stressful to the point where you look at problems in your life that you used to fucking crumble under and you think, I can't believe that used to stress me out. Like, you're just going to see things as a non-issue, and it's going to lead to having a way less stressful life. So, like I said, if you're dealing with issues right now, whether it seems like a long laundry list of things to do, or you're creating a list for yourself so that you can kind of minimize your stress by maximizing the way that you deal with stress, by doing stressful things more often, whether that's physically stressful, mentally stressful, whatever it could be, just attack that list, write it down on a piece of paper. Like, I physically write these things down on a notepad of just like 5 or 6 things that I have to do in the day to make myself feel like it was a good day, like I accomplished a lot. And then I wake up in the morning and I do those things. And then sometimes it takes me all day. Like right now, I'm just finishing my list right now and it's 5 o'clock at night. And I'm going to go have dinner with my girlfriend's family. Sometimes I can bang it out all before noon. And then I'm like, fuck, maybe I'll make a list right now of how to prepare for tomorrow. Like, it just creates... Excuse me, I had to burp there, but it just creates more momentum in your life, and it makes you feel more accomplished, and it makes you feel like you're doing more things that make you proud of yourself. And I can't think of any other way that, you know, helps build confidence, helps build accountability, helps build discipline, and helps build happiness. Because not even just, you know, eliminating stress or mitigating stress, but when you can confidently take care of all the things that you need to take care of in life, it creates more time to take care of those people around you. if you're constantly scrambling around trying to achieve these things, blindly just wandering around like a chicken with your head cut off, hoping that you can achieve all the things you need to achieve, when people need to depend on you, when people need to lean on you for support, whether that's with your time, with your attention, with your finances, whatever it could be, you're going to be no help to them because you're going to be stressed out about your own life. So the more you can take care of your own stuff, the more you can take care of that, mitigate stress, and like I said, take care of the stuff that you have to do, the stuff that's on your plate, the more support, the more help you can be for others. So it ties into the idea of being selfish to be selfless. And if you're not strict with yourself, there's no way that you can be there for other people. And I think that's a beautiful way to wrap this up. So hope you're doing well. Start making lists for yourself and start tackling them. That's pretty much it. Let's kick off this fucking December well. Like I said, happy Monday. And I'm excited to bring you guys some more fire for this month, and then kick off the end of this year and start off next year with some momentum and start off with a bang. So hope you're doing well. If you're not, reach out. I'm always here as an ear to talk to, and most of the time I'm just going to be firing back a couple questions because I just try and understand people a little bit better, or, I'll do my best to listen, but I'm just not the fucking best listener all the time. And, if I can't help you out, we'll throw you in the group, and I'm sure there's a lot of fucking other people that are more comforting than I am in that group, and you'll find a community and find at least one or two people that'll vibe with your energy and help you out through life. And you'll probably even help them out through life. So that's all I got. Much love. Peace out, motherfuckers. I love you all, you beautiful humans. Have a good week.